All right, guys, welcome back to Cheatham Street Relics. So another automotive video here from a self-proclaimed non-mechanic. But in the last few videos, I've talked about this 89 Ranger GT, this rare 89 Ranger GT. Only 730 of these ever produced and sold this particular year. As you've seen in the videos before, it's basically just an appearance package. It does have a few suspension upgrades that were upgrades for the time. Front and rear sway bars, just some little minor tweaks in it to make it more of a sports truck per se. The main thing you're going to notice on these is that it's got the appearance package, the body kit, the ground effects on it, similar to the Mustang GTs of that era. But anyway, guys, I've done some videos on this, and I told you it's the truck. First of all, is 35 years old, so it's got some leaks. It's got some leaks and some drips here and there. The last couple of videos on this truck I've talked about it, I noticed it leaking transmission fluid. I did a video a while back. I was talking about it had a lifter, it seemed like a lifter that was sticking intermittently when it was running. Sometimes it'll start ticking and then it'll clear up. Then it'll tick, then it'll clear up. Did it some yesterday, and I think you guys heard it in that video. And then it cleared up. Obviously, I drove it home from the mechanic shop, and that's about 10, 12 miles from there to here. So drove it back. But what I'm going to talk about today is a lot of times it doesn't matter how old your vehicle is. It could be 35 years old. It could be 3 years old. The fact of the matter is, just about all of them are going to leak something. So don't stress over and don't freak out over a small leak. I mean, like I said, guys, even the newer cars, you're going to have a little oil leak, a little oil dripping here, something's going to be dripping on these cars, especially when you get up, 35 years old, like this one, and that white truck's 36 years old. The Buick's 03 model. It's got some leaks, believe it or not. Only 70,000 miles on this car. The Dodge is a 94 model, so everything out here is getting up there in age. But don't freak out if you've got a little bit of a leak. Now, if you're noticing large amounts of fluid on your driveway, like right there, and that's of course that's over several days of parking a vehicle there. But if you park overnight and you come out and you move your car and you notice a large amount of fluid underneath it, then I might be a little concerned and get that checked out. But if it's just a few little drips or something, and you got to think, guys, when these fluids hit the ground, it'll expand out a little bit and make it kind of look sometimes like it's more than what it is. But if you're noticing what you think to be a significant leak, I definitely would have it checked out. If it's just a little drip here and there, that's really common on these. But one thing you can do, and I'm going to do a little test, and I'm going to do it on all of them, see how it works out. I've never done this, but you can get you a piece of white cardboard, just a piece of white cardboard, and just slide it underneath your vehicle in the area where you think it's leaking at. Because a lot of times when fluids leak out, and they leak onto like this black asphalt or parking lot or driveway, it's hard to tell exactly what fluid is leaking. I mean, oil is obviously going to be brown or black, gold tint to it, depending on how old your oil is. If it's ready to be changed, it's going to be black or darker brown. If it's fresh, new oil change, it's going to be like a light gold color. Transmission fluid, brake fluid, that's going to be like a red tint to that. Coolant is going to be green. It's going to be like a green tint. Some of them have an orange tint to it or yellow tint, but most antifreeze is going to have like a green tint to it on the ground. But when it drips on this black pavement, it's really hard to tell just for looking at it what type of fluid it may be leaking. Now, if you know enough about vehicles, you're obviously going to probably know what it's leaking. But like I said, this one here, it leaks oil. It leaks now transmission fluid that I noticed. That's why I took it to the shop. to have that checked out. Because the transmission in this truck, believe it or not, it is the A4LD. And I said in the last video, a lot of people may not know this, a lot of people may know it. That stands for automatic 4-speed light duty, A4LD. And it's a lot of people just don't like that transmission. But guys, this truck's showing 89,000. I'm sure that's 189,000. So pushing 200,000 miles, most likely. And that's the original transmission. Now, I'm the third owner. I don't know if that transmission's ever been worked on. I could not tell you. So it could have been messed with in the past, or it could just be 100% original. But either way, guys, it's pushing 200,000 miles. And for that particular transmission, a lot of people will tell you that they'll see failure usually before 200,000 miles. But now shifting wise, like I said, guys, it shifts out good. The 4-speed shifts out fine. Really no issues with it shifting. It's just the leak that had me concerned. So going back to the leak test you can do, get you that white cardboard. And what I did was I went to the Dollar Tree. I'll show you, got it in the back of this car here. I went to the Dollar Tree and bought some just white poster board. And I bought five sheets of this white poster board. That gives me one to do a little leak test on each vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I've got an extra one because I'm going to do something else. I'm going to try something in one of these vehicles and then come back and see if it helps the leak any. So that's what the 5th one's for. May not use it, depends on how these first tests go. But the white poster board, I got it at Dollar Tree, and it's just basically, I got a lot of junk in here, guys, but it's just a plain white poster board, guys. And these were, I got 5 of them. Like I said, they are, I think they're 50 cents a sheet. So not a lot of money, pretty cheap for a little test here. But what I did was, guys, wherever you think the leak is, you slide it up underneath your vehicle where you think it's leaking. And what I did with this one, guys, I drove it back from the shop. I said it was about a 10-12 mile drive. Pulled it here into the carport, and I slid that piece of cardboard underneath it, that poster board, kind of right underneath where I've noticed it leaking at. So what I'll do is we'll get under here and look and see what we have. Now on that white, you should be able to tell more about the color of the fluid that's coming out. If it's black, it's going to be black, or dark color, it's going to be oil most likely. Like I said, if it's red, it's going to be transmission fluid. Could be brake fluid as well. That's going to be red. I didn't put it up towards the front. Most of the time when you're leaking antifreeze, it's going to be more towards the front to the middle of the vehicle, depending on where your leak is. Now your leak could be anywhere, so it's hard to say that it will be in any certain spot. But like I said, when you park your truck on your driveway and or your car or whatever, and you see it leaking, you'll have an idea. You kind of always glance underneath it, and you'll see where it's dripping. So let's get under here and look real quick and just see. Now I parked this truck, like I said last night when I got back, and slid that poster board underneath it. And another thing about leaks I've noticed, some vehicles will leak. Some leaks will occur when the vehicle's setting, like setting overnight. Some of these vehicles here will set for days at a time. And then some leaks, depending on what they are, some leaks will occur when the vehicle is running, when it's in motion. So, but I've noticed these drips when the vehicle was parked right after driving them. So let's look under here and see what this poster board looks like, and see if it's got any fluid, anything dripping out of it. So I got my little tripod here. I'll try to set it up, and we'll look under here. Well, let's just look first. We might be able to see. I've got this little piece of cardboard down so I can kneel down on my knees here and not get dirty, and maybe not, hopefully there's no rocks under there. I've done that before, guys. Got down and kneel down on a rock. All right, guys. So there's the poster board. It looks dry as a bone. I don't see. you might see a little bit of debris on the poster board. And that's just like little leaf particles or whatever that's blown back on it. But there's no fluid. Nothing on the... That's kind of got me stumped a little bit there, guys. There's nothing on that. Nothing on that cardboard. There's a visitor here, though. He's checking it out. You see any leaks under there, boy? Hey, my boy, you see any leaks under there? But that's where I noticed it leaking, right in there. But I'm shocked that there's nothing on that cardboard or that poster board. Let me set the tripod up. I'm going to pull it out and look at it closer. I'm telling you guys, if there was something on there, I think I would see it. Set you guys up right there. I'm going to slide it out. I'm too old to be down on my knees doing this crap, and my shoulder is not in good condition. All right, that's just debris and dust on there. Otherwise, now let me get you up here and show you guys. There's nothing on that. That's just debris. That poster board is just as nice and clean as when I put it under there. So that's kind of a shocker to me. So set you back up here. I'm going to slide this back under there, the area where I think it's leaking at, which is right in that area there, sort of in the center. And the next thing I'm going to do is, like I said, guys, this is after it's been setting all night long. You see, there's nothing on that poster board, and that's crazy, because last week when I pulled it up out here and I saw that transmission fluid leaking, I don't even know, I may be parked on top of it, but it was right back here somewhere, and I could definitely see it dripping out, and it wasn't running. The car wasn't running. Let's crank it up and let it sit here and idle for a minute, and we'll see if it drips anything while it's running. Sometimes it may be like a hose leaking, maybe like under pressure or something. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not, like I said, guys, I'm not a mechanic. I do know that, like I said, sometimes they'll leak when they're off. Sometimes they'll leak when they're running, but we'll crank it up. You see the odometer there, guys, 89,591 miles. And like I said before, I'm the third owner of this, so I'm sure that's going to be 189,000. See, guys, this thing fires up better than most new vehicles that I've had, honestly. No issues, no issues. Fires right up, and at this very second, gosh, it sounds good. Purring like a kitten. No knocks, no ticks. Sounds like a brand new 35-year-old 2.9 V6. Now, it may start that intermittent ticking. Who knows? I'm going to let it run just a few minutes and see if we get any fluids on that poster board or not. I'm really shocked. I honestly am. I really thought I was going to come out and find some drips on that cardboard. Could be leaking a little bit, maybe a little bit in front of that cardboard, or maybe a little bit behind it. I don't know. I think I've got it. Those poster boards are pretty good size. You know what I'm talking about. So they cover a pretty good little area under there. But we'll let it run just a little bit, and I'll come back and do video number 2 after it's been running. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.